So Hutch is a mobile gaming company focused on racing type games and car related games. So if you were to do a work experience with us, with me, what I would do is I would show you around the tools that I use, explain to you the flow of the data. But I think most of all what I would want to explain to you is how out of huge amount of numbers and a huge amount of metrics and data and all kinds of points that you can figure out based on that whether players actually like the game, that you can figure out what are the most engaging parts of the game, which bits have issues, where are the problems, that using a simple set of metrics and graphs you can actually figure out if your game is successful or not. And I think what I would also try to explain is how, being a games analyst, you analyze a lot of data, you build graphs, models, whatnot, but it's also a lot of psychology behind it, because what you have to do, looking at the set of metrics or set of graphs, you have to understand what actually are people thinking, that what the people that are playing the game are thinking, like that. So that's what makes this job really fun. So I think I would try to show you around that part of the job, which is the best part. Before I joined the gaming industry, I was already an analyst, but I was working in food industry actually. So I was just randomly looking out for a job, and then I saw a job in a gaming company, and I sort of went for it, and I thought, why not? Analyst is an analyst, right? Whether it's food or it's players, it should be the same. It's not the same, but yeah. And then I sort of stayed in, and because the industry is really fun, and if you're into analytics, if you have this mathematical type of mind, or not necessarily mathematical, just analytical type of mind, working in a gaming company is like the best, because you have a lot of data to play around with. You have basically every mobile game is like a little tiny country that has its own inflation and all that kind of stuff. So it's extremely interesting if you're into data, and if you like trying to figure out patterns. That's really good industry for you, because you also have human behavior, you have economics, you got everything. So yeah, you don't have to be a gamer to become a games analyst. You really don't have to be. I wasn't, and I'm still I am a bit, but not so much. So you don't have to be. And actually in many cases it's not a bad thing if you're not a gamer, because then you have unbiased opinion, which is really valuable, and you also can also provide some input, like from a perspective of a player who's not a gamer. There's a lot of players like that. So I would say, yeah, like, don't be afraid if you're not a gamer. It still doesn't mean you can't become a games analyst. And my second piece of advice would be that don't be afraid to start, because in order to become a games analyst, what you need to have some knowledge of Excel, you need to have an analytical brain, you need to have just a passion for figuring out patterns or for human behavior analysis or stuff like that. And that you don't need to know anything essentially technical, because there's internet for that. And if you need to learn later on any sort of language, any sort of database language like SQL, if you need to learn Python, you'll do it along the way. I mean, you don't have to know much to start, really. And yeah. So even if you're not a coder, even if you're not a gamer, but you like maths, you're interested in human behavior, you're interested in psychology, and you just want to work in a great industry where you're gonna have a lot of fun, and you get to analyze a lot of data, and you get to make contributions to game development and help design the game as well, then this job is for you.